Welcome to That's BS, TBS for short, the only free and now audio life coaching newsletter that calls you out on your own crap. I'm Luke Fenwick, life coach and behavior strategist. If you're familiar with how That's BS works, nothing's changed except for the fact that you can now listen to it as well as read it via email. If you're new, thanks for joining us. A little bit of background. TBS addresses unhelpful actions one may take in their daily life that can be coached. Then we dive into some of the behaviors, B, associated to it, and the strategies, S, that one can apply to create new impactful habits. The formula is unhelpful action equals BS. If you like this, don't forget to subscribe to the channel or sign up to the newsletter straight into your inbox at lukefenwick.com/that's BS. Without further ado, this edition's topic is a serious one. Living in a toxic relationship. How to recognize if you are in one, what to do when you're deep into it, strategies to try and instill some changes in relationship dynamics along those lines. Have you ever said any of the following things? Or have you heard a friend, a colleague, a sibling try to justify their partner's actions? We have known each other for years. That's just how they are. They say they love me, but I always feel so crap. They don't know what they're saying. I'm not dumb. They promise they would change. I know they will. They didn't mean it that way. It was my fault. I shouldn't have said that in the first place. Toxic relationships, toxic friendships, they are simply toxic situations that don't help us grow in any way. In fact, they are leading us in the opposite direction. Dr. Lillian Glass defines a toxic relationship as any relationship between people who don't support each other, where there's conflict and one seeks to undermine the other, where there's competition, where there's disrespect and a lack of cohesiveness. Is any of that in your life right now? Well, that's BS. So B is for behaviors. Many people have been lucky enough to not have experienced a toxic relationship in their lifetime, and sometimes people who are in one don't even realize that they're in one at all. From the outside, a toxic relationship can look a little like this. You never have input. You're always feeling bad about yourself. You are forever looking for approval or reassurance from the other person. You are living on a knife's edge, waiting and waiting for the emotional cut to come. Often, it simply looks like the other person wants to control you, displays jealous behavior, and never provides support, pulls you down, and or always takes, never gives, and then wants more. If you are still struggling to understand where you are in a toxic relationship or not, think about it this way. Each time you interact with that particular person, you feel bad about yourself. No gratitude or love in return. Your gut churns, your self-esteem is lower each passing day, and it all feels way too much, and certainly unfair. Come on, that's real BS. So S is for strategies. Firstly, I want to say, get the hell out of there. Every toxic relationship is different, and every single one of them will have a backstory, circumstance. And yes, I know I shouldn't say that. It's certainly not my place, but please wake up. What you have to understand that it is not your job in life to accept their behavior and try to change them if it is damaging you. But don't take my word for it. There are so many other ways you can go about living your life in a toxic relationship. Firstly, it's important to let others see and understand what you're going through. Speak to people close to you, the people you value their opinion, to gain their perspective on what you are feeling and what you are experiencing. From there, if you are indeed in a toxic relationship, apply these strategies. Don't be involved in gaslighting. Be okay with walking away. Understand when enough is enough. If it matters to you, dig deeper to try and understand why they are doing this. It might even save the relationship and might change both of your lives. Despite all of this, if you decide to stay in this toxic relationship, you need to set boundaries. Be clear on your needs and wants. Understand it's not your fault they behave this way. Be clear on what you can do to improve the situation for you. Chances are the other person involved in this toxic relationship won't want to engage with you at this level and will look to deflect and avoid any discussion that will highlight their behavior as being toxic. But this difficult conversation might be the most important one you have for a very long time. I wish that these strategies improve the way you are living your life in a toxic relationship and evolve the relationship from toxic to something more healthy and giving. Or is it time to leave your toxic relationship behind? Life is short. Love is free. Don't stand in a toxic relationship any longer than you should. No one deserves that. You don't deserve that. And it's important. There are various degrees of intensity when it comes to toxic relationships. If at any stage you feel like you could be in danger and if you're afraid of the other person's reactions, please reach out for help to professionals in your local area. If you know someone who may be in a toxic relationship and maybe they don't know it, forward this onto them. It's important to talk about it and open avenues of communication. Remember that at any stage you can book a free chat with me. No pressures, no commitments at lukefenwick.com/book. Thank you for listening. I hope to see you in a fortnight for the next issue of That's BS. Until then, be safe, be present, be you, and bye for now.